Hello everyone, this is Mira, and I'm here again with more matchup videos for Laura. I think I know the Abigail matchup fairly well, and so I hope it's not gonna go too long, but we'll see. It's a matchup I fought pretty frequently. I play the character as a tertiary character. Yeah, let's just get into it. So, one thing we're gonna go over as always is the Thunderclaps. So Abigail actually has decent ways of getting through Thunderclap. So his back fierce, if you try to do fireball traps against him, they can get blown up by this back fierce. So depending on what you do it and what, obviously this isn't really a trap, this is more of you messing up and getting a combo off of it, but yeah. So you can't do it off of Sand Fierce and EX because, I mean it's not fast enough and it only hits once, but this goes right through any of your fireball, pretty much any canceling in any fireball, this will go through it. So especially with meter, this is very dangerous. This will lead to a lot of damage. Just so you're aware that he does have options, especially if he has meter. And then while in neutral, so his crouch medium kick is kind of thick. It kind of has a thick hurt box. Once the Thunderclap is already out, it's kind of hard for him to low forward under it. But say we're out here and I'm just kind of charging it, he can hit you. So if you are going to throw Thunderclaps around here, you want to be outside of his crouch medium kick range. So yeah, right at kind of at timer start. Yeah, so you can throw them from this range because he can try to jump over them preemptively or deal with them, but if they're in this space, it's usually okay. The problem is you might be in range of Sand Fierce, especially when you're moving forward, so that's danger zone. So full screen Thunderclaps are definitely a thing against Abigail, and her level 3s go fairly far, so you do actually have to make him either block, walk back, or try to jump forward if he is just not doing anything at full screen. So yeah, so you can use Thunderclaps but very sparingly and very situationally. Yeah, I wouldn't go for auto Thunderclaps, you know. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is the neutral, and I know this is something that people have a hard time with sometimes. You know, these mediums, these lights. So that's why light buffers are really good against Abigail. Oops. You can whip punish this with EX Bolt. It's kind of hard, but now with the buff it's way easier. I used to try to do this without the buff and it was really hard. Now with the buff it's actually, it's doable. Before it was kind of hard. There is an extended hurt box on this. It's kind of small though. It's kind of annoying to deal with. So this button, yeah, it is doable. That's why you might see me standing outside this range and kind of fishing for one of these crouch medium punches. But it's kind of hard. You can also crouch fierce it as well. I think those are the two more reliable buttons to get it with. And then if they're just doing lights in this range, let me just record that again. Yeah, so if they're kind of what do I do if they're kind of vrooming out here, bang bang, you can actually, this is dangerous because you might whip stuff, but you use your priority buttons. This will favor you way more than it'll favor him. You might get hit a few times, but it will be worth it once you actually hit him with that fierce. But mediums work out really well as well, out here, because of the priority. yeah, also, yeah, your jab, stand jab buffers. Stand light kick is not the best against Abigail, in terms of like buffering. One button you can get with stand light kick, which is their crouch medium kick, but honestly, you can get it with crouch medium punch as well. So that's actually the button I look to whiff punish this button with, is actually like crouch medium kick or crouch medium punch, or like crouch fierce, but his heavies though. This is like what you really want to look for and see if this Abigail is throwing out these stand heavy punches, these back heavy punches, these crouch heavy punches all the time. You can actually just medium punch bolt them. They're really, really like slow. That's a lot of recovery. It's like 40 frames of recovery. It's so much recovery. And now they added an extended hurt box if you're more comfortable doing this with their stand fierce. It's way more doable than it was in the past. Just be careful of the active frames. Their back fierce, you can't really whip punish it too well, except with like medium and EX bolt or light bolt. So a lot of times, especially after like you're doing like your block strings and you kind of walk back, you might see them just whiff a back fierce because they're trying to interrupt you. So that's something to look for. Like, are they trying to back fierce me through my strings? If so, you can just walk back and then whip punish them with that. Now, forward fierce is a little bit more tricky. It recovers a lot faster than his other heavy normals. You definitely can do it. It's easier with light bolt, obviously, or EX, but EX is a little bit more dangerous. Yeah, so you just have to be careful. This button is mainly used for catching you jumping preemptively to get nice juggles. It doesn't have the best like horizontal hitbox, as you can see. So if they whipped it like here, like in this space, you can definitely whip punish it with a different button. That's it for like neutral, I guess. If you're in this range, sometimes, yeah, roundhouse is pretty good because a lot of his buttons are slow. So a slower button like this will definitely it will do. It's pretty good at crush countering him. I wouldn't rely on this obviously, but because I don't always like to be this close. Oh yeah, another thing, light bolt. Just checking him, trying to with light bolts because 12 frames is actually pretty fast in comparison to a lot of his like medium normals. So he is pretty slow, and like these light bolt checks are gonna catch him in the middle of hitting a button. It is a little bit more dangerous. Obviously, you're now -2 in front of him, but we'll talk about that later. Right now, we're gonna talk about pressuring Abigail, and pressuring Abigail, I would keep it pretty tight most of the time. Things can go real bad real quick against Abigail, so the tighter you keep things, the better it will be, in my opinion. Because he has a bunch of options such as like parry and like his armor moves. So like, alright, that's parry. So some simple strings like stand short and to stand strong is gonna get parried, but a lot of her strings are not going to get parried by this. So honestly, parry isn't really much of a threat if you know what strings to use. That this won't lose the parry at all. The real thing you're gonna be more worried about is sometimes extending your pressure too long and then getting back fierce for it. But back fierce is pretty slow. And a simple string like this is what I like to do. Because this will catch his back fierce. Crouch short, crouch jab into crouch medium kick. So you're doing that 2-hit confirmable light string. So you'll be able to confirm this, and if they mash like something at the end, the low forward will be able to hit confirm that. So I really like this string up against Abigail. I think it's really good. And then yeah, his armor move. That's not the right armor move. That one, yeah. This one, you can get around this as well. It's not like the best armor string to. It's just like it's like everyone, most characters on frame 3. So you just gotta be careful about what you're throwing at him so you don't get caught by that, because it's a huge momentum shift. There's that. And then, oh yeah, I want to talk about throwing Abigail. Is really good, especially normal throws, getting him to tech. Like we talked about this before, that like bolt can be 0 on people's wake up. Abigail only has a 4 frame normal. That's their fastest normal. Abigail only has a 4 frame normal. Only one. That would be nice. But for Abigail, one day. Where was I? The only things he can do, he can't really do anything on wake up if you time it right. He's gonna EX. Alright. So if you time it right, you're gonna counter hit them off of that, and this is a parry, I believe. Yeah. And they can't really challenge it on meaty. The only thing they can do is super V-shift. So I'm totally cool with Abigail V-shifting, getting rid of some of his scary V-gauge to just run away. That's okay. That's okay for me. Super, not so much. His super is pretty damaging and gets Oki, but it's a risk you have to take sometimes. Can't be afraid. Like, you definitely can't be afraid. So yeah, he can do this after the light bolt though. So if you after the light bolt, the jab, and you can punish afterwards. He can challenge with the EX armor. So that's something you have to be careful of. But if they do it all the time, you know, and it's just like you get to this point where it's like it's so obvious that they're gonna do it. Maximizing this punish, I think, is really good. The EX hands punish. You can get a forward fierce after that, and it's just such good damage. Another thing I wanted to talk about is like the heavy bolt knockdown. I never really talked about this too much, but after heavy bolt, you're only 0 on dash, and that goes for anyone fighting Laura. Like this is 0 after dash. So doing something like dash forward like jab is like easier. Huh? Did I not set? Oh, this is guard recovery options. So doing something like a jab afterwards it can be kind of dangerous because of the parry or the armor, but you can get a meaty light bolt off of this situation, which is a little bit harder to do. It's a little bit harder to time, but it is it's more reliable. So it's like give and take. Like one's a little bit more easier to do, one's more reliable. Another thing, when Abigail's in pressure, they might want to hold up forward to try to like mess with your throws and try to punish the throw. Oops. I need to get them to jump first. There we go. Very good. Yeah, just to kind of mess with your jump arc. Stand medium punch will work, but sometimes if you do it too early, it's gonna whiff. So a really reliable thing you can do is jump back like heavy kick. That, or you can try to auto correct the heavy bolt, or you can beat skill under. The heavy bolt's kind of hard to do in my opinion. I don't like doing it. But you can do it. Jump back like medium punch, jab, jump back jab. All works. Or yeah, you can try to delay the stand medium punch. It's doable, but if you mess up, you eat a jump in combo by Abigail. It's not good. So that's why usually like jump back button is the most reliable thing. You can just OS it honestly. So yeah, throws very good against Abigail, and I would layer in a lot of them. For you either get them to jump and then you punish them that way, or you get them to start teching and now you get shimmies. Very good. Just minimizing risk against this character is really key. He's very explosive. So So like defending against Abigail. So say he's doing like this run pressure all the time, and I'm like, how do I deal with this? Like it seems like everything he does, like I just guess wrong or something. Like, whoops. Let's make the interval one. Okay. You just hold up forward. Upwarding is like a frame faster than like neutral jumping or back jumping, and you don't want to like back jump and then still maybe be in the mix up because he's still coming. So yeah, this will beat all the options for sure. You can neutral jump and get a good punish, but you can still get a punish like this way, I'm pretty sure, like depending on what they do. Yeah, you're +4. Yeah, so there's that. But if they do it in like neutral, it's a little bit different, because you don't really know like how early they're gonna do like the cancel. Like the upwarding is really good against that. That's really slow. It's more to catch people like, I don't know, like throw teching and stuff. It's weird. But yeah, if they're doing this, you can kind of like either delay it. You can also try to command grab them in certain situations. Like it's doable. Unfortunately, she doesn't have like she can interrupt also, but it's a little risky. Sometimes I'll take the guess and I'll try to take the throw. Because the throw, afterwards, they're only +1. What? Which one did I do? This was the one? Yeah. They're only +1, so you can trade with them. You just gotta be careful. They can do either like a meaty like button or like stand fierce to crush counter you for like mashing, so you have to actually react to the dash. Also, they can dash up parry. They can do a hard call out to mess with the jab. So yeah. Honestly, another thing, like back rolling after Abigail is really good, because you just end up so far away. The only problem is like the screen, but yeah, look how far away you are. Walking back against Abigail is also pretty good. His light confirms suck without meter. That's really bad. Light Abigail punches like never combos unless they're like right here. So if you're like in this distance, you can just kind of walk like this. The only thing you have to worry about is the low forward, especially in the EX. Low forward in the EX is very real. But a lot of times, yeah, I just kind of walk back against them and see what they're gonna do. I think that's pretty good. The only thing else I want to talk about is V skills. Jumping against Abigail is actually pretty decent in the season. The stand jab, like nerf, like anti-air nerf, really kind of hurts him. So like Laura's good jump fierce is actually a problem for him, especially if he's doing a lot of mediums and heavies. He's gonna get jumped in on. Crouch fierce is kind of slow. It's like 10 frames. He can parry. Like the anti-air parry is pretty solid, to be honest. Yeah, it's pretty solid. I don't know how to time this. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not gonna time that. You can get the idea. But empty jumping against him, if they're always anti-airing parrying, you can just empty jump and get a stand fierce crush counter. It's pretty good. And if they don't have the parry at all, you can jump on them a lot. It's especially like if they're hitting a lot of buttons. Sometimes they might be kind of like faking it and just being like, oh, I'm just hitting buttons. You can jump at me, and then they crouch fierce you, and it hurts. Crouch fierce does lead to good damage, so just gotta be careful about that. Version select. Let's talk about V skill 2. The spare tire is kind of especially against Laura. Kind of slow, and you're like, well, but Mia, what about What about this? What if I'm too slow and now the tire's out? Or like it might punish me. Like medium bolt so good. Walk forward throw is good because look how slow that is. You can dash up, command grab. But yeah, medium punch bolt. The tire will just go right through you through the animation. EX bolt as well. Really, really good. The only time it's real is after an EX, oh, he's so cute. After EX Abigail hands, he can cancel the V skill, and that's real. That's a real tire. A lot of times, they're going to like, they're gonna like kind of kick it up. And a lot of times, I'll just look for that. Oops. And I'll just throw an EX fireball. So it's kind of harder for them to do it. So that's a good way to kind of like deal with that fireball or that tire. V trigger 1. A lot of the times it's just better to take the guard break. It doesn't do a lot of damage. Let me just make sure you guard all. Alright, cool. It's like not that good of damage. Sorry, hey, but it's not great. The problem is like him being able to like loop it in the corner is very, very scary, and then getting the command grab obviously is it's a lot of damage. So that's why I walk back a lot against it. So I can walk out of the command grab and then see if they're charging. You can V-shift it. V-shifting's a really good punish for it. Or especially against like this charge crouch heavy punch, or like you can like try to jump over it. A lot of times like it's best if you're gonna jump over it to like do the jump heavy kick because you move a little bit farther, faster. Or if they're just charging in a neutral like that, you can command grab them or normal throw them, or even if you have super, just super them right through it. But yeah, V-shift very, very good against it. And yeah, when in doubt, just take the guard break. You don't want to flinch and eat like a ton of damage. So hybrid charge. Same thing, take the guard break if you really absolutely have to. You should jump forward on it. Definitely jump forward. You don't want to jump back and then get hit. You can throw it. It's kind of hard, but you can throw him out of it. Or you can V-shift it. Sometimes it's really active and it will actually it'll actually keep going. So you gotta be careful. This is +5, by the way. You can make it plus. He's not very like close though. Another thing. Oops. You're a guard. Oh, I need you to not guard. Please don't guard. Okay. Yeah, so he's gonna a lot of times kind of charge that to do a medium blockable. You can either just V-shift it, or super it, or you can just delay rise, and you'll just skip it entirely. Another thing. Is that? Oh shoot! I didn't make him activate V trigger. There we go. So if he dashes after this, he's actually not. He's only like +1, really. So the only time that really that media is real if when he dashes is after EX, because he has a lot of time. That's a real knockdown. That's a lot of damage. So trying to like minimize the damage like in V trigger 2 will help you a lot, because like yeah, like the EX command grab is very scary because what if I block and he just command grabs me for a lot of damage? I mean, they really nerfed his range now. So the command grab is way less of a threat for me. What I'm really trying to avoid is this low forward into EX. That's what I'm trying to really avoid. Or trying to scrap with him and he gets a back fierce. Because the back fierce is his best knockdown. He gets really good Oki off of that. So that's what I'm trying to avoid. The back fierce knockdowns, or like the crush counter fierce and the back fierce knockdowns. Or these low forward and EX hands. I think that's it. I probably missed something, obviously, but it's pretty long. Sorry. Yeah, that's it for me. I love you guys. Be safe. Have a wonderful day. And I hope this helps. Bye-bye.